A lot of our students, you know, they've been here for 4 years. We have a 4-year program. Some are here for fewer years, but they graduate and they want to know, okay, if I go into a film program, am I going to have to start over in terms of the coursework? Is it going to be learning stuff that I've already learned? What would be your advice for them coming from a film program, high school, which is kind of unusual, coming to a film university? How could they kind of fit in and enjoy that experience and not feel like they are kind of stepping back in a way? We could start with you, Jesse.
You know, we do start our students from the beginning. So you're learning the right skills here, right?
I hope so, yes.
So we don't have to help you unlearn those. We do have a lot of students who haven't gone to a school like this who think they know how to shoot film or how to tell a story. And those usually come through in their portfolio, their application, the skateboard movies, or the music videos. And they've learned a lot of bad habits. So some of the first year is spent doing that. But if you come in with the skill set, one, you're ahead of everybody else, and then you become a leader in the class, which is nice. But outside of the class, you're able to go ahead and get involved with the other groups and activities going on. A lot of our students are shooting film already outside of the classes, so you're a step ahead there. But you know, can I promise you you're not going to have to relearn something or repeat something maybe you learned here? No, I can't promise that. I don't know your curriculum well enough to tell you that. You know, our students graduate with a particular degree that we've designed, and we want to make sure that you know every part of that. That's why we work really hard with our transfer students who come from other schools, to make sure that they do walk out with our degree and not kind of a half-baked degree. So you take the skills for what they are. Sometimes you have to be patient, but that's what outside of class is for, where you can go and do your own thing. So,
thank you.
You know, for me as a filmmaker, I constantly have to relearn things. I have to go back and get refreshed, and that's what it's going to be like for you if you have a lot of experience. That taking these production courses, you're going to learn even more than you did the first time you learned them. It's important. It's really important to keep sharp. You know, to always have an open mind, and you know, the students at CalArts, many of them, you know, because they have to have a portfolio, do have experience behind them, but they might not necessarily have 16mm experience, or they might not necessarily have production sound experience. And so learning all of that all at once is going to help you really understand the medium as a whole, and you're going to come out of our, you know, technical production classes knowing a lot more than you did when you first thought you learned them. And then, you know, you get those out of the way, and then you can just make film. You can make film, and you make personal film, and you do what you want with the tools that you learned. And, you know, that's the rest of the program. So, you know, you kind of have to, you know, be open-minded and really just start to learn from each other, from the faculty. And you'll learn other things too, you know. You'll learn about who you want to work with, who you want to collaborate with. Students in our program in film and video have a lot of fun, you know, getting to know each other, getting to know the campus, getting to know the new equipment. It's not a chore at all.
Our students don't have any fun at all. So no, being open to new ideas, even though you're learning how to make films here, write films, we do want you to be open to how we're going to train you on writing and making and creating films. Something that I didn't mention earlier is you know, we receive these 600 applications, and of those 600, we do call people in for in-person interviews. Not all of the applicants, only the top 10% are called in for in-person interviews, and we really get a sense at those interviews how you would fit in our program. So you don't want to come off at that interview as if you already know it all. You've already made tons of films, and you don't need our program really. So, you know, why come to our program then? So this is an opportunity for you to get to know us, but for us to get to know you. We're going to ask you a series of questions and see if you really are the best fit for our program.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, you all know how to write, but you keep taking writing classes because it's hard. and you can always get better. And that goes for any kind of art. And I do encounter this, there's a type of student who says, you know, I just want to get my hands on the equipment and learn how to do that stuff. Why do I have to read all this? And I mean, there are certain concepts here. The equipment is always changing. The technology is always changing. It is the concepts of something like montage, whether you're working on a flatbed or working with Final Cut Pro or Avid or anything else, you have to adapt to these changes. And so I think you have to come in with that attitude. Things are always changing. You can always learn more and basically just come to it with an open mind and be creative.
Well, I don't know how else I could say it other than how you did, so I agree with everything that they said.
Nice, ditto. I think that's very, very good advice. So students, even though you've gone through kind of what feels like a mini college program here, and you feel like you have a lot of experience, I think it's very important to know that, first of all, when you graduate, you'll finally be an adult, so you can do things that are more adult. Not adult films, but do things that are more adult. And it'll open up a lot more opportunities to you. So be open for whatever that next step is going to be. We don't let you travel abroad to make films, obviously. We even have what we require in terms of the film standards for things we don't let you do in films because of your age. And those things will be available to you, so you can actually explore more things. So be open to that. That's why we have different teachers, because we know that different methods of teaching can really be helpful. And it's always good to keep learning. And like the technology, that is true. That is always changing. So you'll get great technology. I mean, we have good technology here, but you'll have really state-of-the-art stuff at these schools. So it'll be great for you to step up and experience that, even though you may feel like you're starting as a first year again. But it'll be good.